our faculty made a decision that we are going to make these classes, the practical classes, online too, because we cannot get the responsibility of the virus to reach the young people. So I think that this semester, all kind of classes will be online too.
But in your in your class, you offline, right?
We are offline, yeah, for now. But we you know, I think Denmark is one of the countries in Europe who are testing the most. I think we are a population of 5.9 million, and we are testing 50 to 70,000 a day. So and we have a very effective system in tracking, you know, who is infected, who has to go isolate, and I know in the school in Højer right now, the next problem in Denmark is that flu season has started. So everyone is getting flu, which is the symptoms. And as soon as someone is having a flu symptom, they go being testing. I think right now we have 20 students in Højer who are at home getting tested, but all of them are negative. They have flu.
I see.
So it's yeah, but it's very, very efficient the way they do it. So I think, and for now they just keep things open at the schools and the university. But we have a lot of rules with hand sanitation and distance and things like that. And for now, I think we can manage. The problem in Denmark is when people meet in the evenings, the parties, big events. So that's what we try to have not too much of. But it's a problem, as I told Dogan, with the young people, because they do these pirate parties and then they get infected. So that's the biggest problem in Denmark now. Otherwise, we have it under.
Rike, are there any limitation for the young people who does this party? I mean, the police is involving if someone, some people. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And the fine is very high, and they're just talking about raising the fine even more, in terms of the people who are arranging these pirate parties. Just give them high fines. I think we're talking 5,000 euros or things like that, just to, because that's the only thing they can, you know, understand. Stop it, because these pirate parties are, I think, 200, 300 people, and that's a big problem.
I think that there is a perception of there is such a perception that young people think that because of their immune system that is strong, they think that they will not get the virus. And I mean, at least that I could say for the young people in Turkey, and so they are together and they are more close to each other, and because of this, this virus effectiveness is going up, and they are affecting to the old people, which means that it's the people with the weak immune system. So it's really tough times, I believe, I can say, but we will go through this situation. Hopefully, it will not take time, so long time.
Yeah, and we will learn from this too. So.
Oh, definitely, I think you know, when these things happen, and our university confused what to do and how this. As you know, the last April around in Turkey, last April or March, around in the middle of our education, we unfortunately got this problem, and then we, as a design schools, we were able to continue our education because we are into the educational system, education system that with working with the technology. But some programs were not into this technology. That's why they got a problem to continue their education. We were giving the classes or the homework, and we were receiving through the online, and we were giving the notes. So yes, it wasn't our education wasn't exactly the face-to-face education, but we were able to finish the last semester. I'm talking our education. Hopefully, this semester we will be more strong with much better information to reach the young friends our online.
Yeah, and you have to rethink the courses you're going to
definitely.
Because I really had to, how I'm going to do this in a good way so that they can manage and they can still make some projects that are in a good quality.
Great.
Yeah.
So I would like to start our conversation panel. I think it's a recording, right, John?
Yes, now we've started recording.
Great. So I would like to welcome dear guests and presenters to the 3rd International Art and Design Symposium in the memory of Ahmet Yakupoğlu. I would like to thank DpüTv University and Faculty of Fine Arts for organizing such a symposium. Especially my thanks and appreciation goes to Dean of the Faculty of Fine Arts, Professor Dr. Levent Mergin, who challenged to organize such a symposium in difficult times of the COVID-19. Maybe this is our new normal for a while. We will see it. And I would like to introduce our presenters, and we are already receiving the new people. But I would like to introduce my presenters, Associate Professor Dr. Rikke Hansen. She's from the University of Southern Denmark, and Professor Dr. Arafat El Naim. He's from American University in Emirates, Dubai, and Professor Dr. Byung Il Sun and Namseol University, South Korea. Associate Professor Dr. Erwin Harnoko. He's from Pratita University in Indonesia, and Associate Professor Dr. Lee Ik-soo. He's from the Beijing Institute of Graphic Design Communication in China. And I would like to let Rikke Hansen to talk about her research, and then she has a great subject, creativity and play, and I'm very curious too. And please, dear Rikke, here you are, and you can give us some ideas.
Okay, I'll just turn this present now on and see if this is working. Is it possible for you to see my screen?
Yes, now it's
Okay.
turning on. Yes, we can see your screen, Rikke.
So you can see it now?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Good, nice. So, good evening, everyone. As Dogan mentioned, my name is Rikke Hansen. I'm a graphic designer, educated from the University Design School in Kolding. And I've been working with education for the last 15 years. I've been head of department at the university in Kolding for 7 years. And I left this university 5 years ago to work as an independent designer. So what I basically do now is I'm an external professor at the South Danish University, and also some other design schools in Denmark, visual communication in Haderslev, and the design school in Højer. So these are different. Some of them are university level, some of them are really young kids. The school in Højer is not a university, it's a talent development school in Denmark. I think it's the only one in the world who is doing what we're doing there. So this is basically some of my work. And one of the things that I really like to work with and to teach is creativity and play. And the reason I'm doing this is because I have been teaching a lot of typography courses during my years, and I also love to work with typography. And I think one of the main thing when I teach students is always this: how do you get ideas, and how do you get good ideas, and where do you learn from this? So I do. One of the topics I'm doing is this tangible prototyping. I've been doing different courses around the world. This is from the Beijing Design Week last year, which I was invited by the Portfolio 100, and the Chinese students were doing this course that I'm going to talk a little bit more about and why we're doing it. Also, what I discovered when I'm doing these courses, it's really different from culture and countries, how you look at creativity and how you look at play. So for me, I learn every time I'm doing this. So first of all, I would like to talk a little bit about this quote from Confucius. who is talking about that there are 3 methods we may learn wisdom. And when we're talking about wisdom, for me, it's also a way of getting knowledge. So with that in mind, he's talking about, first of all, you get wisdom by reflection, which is the noblest. Second, by imitation, which is the easiest. And the third one by experience, which is the bitterest. And I do a lot of effort to talk with the students about, because all of these 3 levels are good when you work as a designer. You need them in different situations, but you also have to be aware when you're using them. And I think my experience, at least when I'm teaching in Denmark, is that the bitterest, the experience in which you don't really know what you're going to do, is the toughest one to get the students to do. So reflection, the first one, is more related to imagination and thinking, and when we're doing drawings and sketching in our sketchbook. Imitation is the act of copying. And also I want the students to be aware that copy can be good and bad. It's bad when you copy other designers' work. It's good when you have to learn Photoshop, or you have to learn a certain technique when you are doing calligraphy or other things. So, and the last one is experience, which is the process of getting knowledge or skills from doing, seeing, or feeling things. And this is more related to when we're talking experimentations. So for these 3 levels, what I want to talk about here is the last one, the experience, which is also the hardest one. And this is also to get the students to be aware about that when we work as designers, you have divergent and you have convergent thinking. Both of them very important, but you need to know when you have to go in these 2 stages. Divergent is when you're opening towards new ideas, you have to get a lot of them. And convergent is good when you have to make decisions and you make things done. So in a design process, it's a kind of iterative process that you have divergent and convergent thinking in your research, in your idea generation, and also in the process of making your final product. So for this examples that I'm going to show you, it's focused about the divergent thinking. How do you be open towards ideas? And when you have to be open and experimenting, I think it's important as educators to also create a kind of, you could call it free space for the students, because in my experience, a lot of students are really afraid of that they're not having good ideas or perfect ideas, and they want to have them immediately. And this is not how design or how ideas are working. You never know when you have the right or the good idea. So in the definition of experimentation, Cambridge Academic Dictionary is saying it's the process of trying methods, activities to discover what effect they have. And for that reason, we have this, I do this assignment in which I tell the students, okay, thinking is good, you do sketches, but what I want you to do in this assignment, this is specific, is to turn this around so that you do making is thinking. Leave, not really, but in a kind of way, leave your brain outside the room and just start doing without thinking too much about what you actually are doing. Because I think this is important in the terms of when you're trying to do play. So we try to introduce them to one of IDEO's methods, calling being an experimenter. And when we're talking about an experimenter, it may be the most classic role an innovator plays. Great inventors come to mind when we think of experimenters. For instance, the Wright brothers, who invented the airplane, they didn't have the tools or the economy. They were just obsessed with this idea of having an airplane to fly. So this is one example of it. And also what is really important to emphasize for the student is that you don't need to be a genius. To be a good designer, it's more about curiosity. So, and experimenters share a passion for hard work, a curious mind, and an openness to serendipity, which is one of the points in Kelly's book from 2005. So this, this, by the way, was some workshop we did in San Luis Potosí in Mexico some years ago. And this is an image from a workshop in Jordan at the DpüTv University. So experimenters, they work fast, embrace little failure in the early stages to avoid big mistakes later on. And they push ideas into more tangible visual form as quickly as possible. Experimenters recognize that the best time to try something really new and risky is when you have nothing to lose. So this is just some small videos from a workshop I did in Ahmedabad in India at the National Institute of Design some years ago. And for me, it's really important to talk with the students about having this space for when you have nothing to lose. This is also when you start to play. So when we do this this workshop, we tell the students, okay, what if we just skip the rules and the knowledge about about typography, and for one moment just leave it, don't think about it, and then start making. And this is an image of David, who was one of my students in Hoya, and he came to me and he asked, okay, is it possible to mix fruit color, the things you use when you're making food, and salt? And of course I could answer that one for him, but I told him, okay, I don't know. You have to figure out. So this is one of the things that we try to learn the students. Just try it out. Don't think too much, but see what happens. Maybe it will be a success, maybe it will be a failure, but you will learn something from it. And we also ask them when we do this that they have to make a lot of sketches. Again, not think, just do. So we do these courses sometimes 2 days, sometimes 3 days, and we ask the students to make 50 or 100 sketches by building tangible letters. Sometimes I ask them to do a word. Sometimes I just ask them to do one letter. So it's different from each workshop what I do, and I also try to make different setups to see how does it work. And the other important thing when they are sketching all these letters or words is that there are no rules. Because this is the only way I believe that the students can be free in that space to just do and not think about, okay, is this right or wrong? Should I use this color or this shape or this form? It doesn't matter. They just have to do. And also, when you're sketching with materials, they have this dogma to use the resources or the materials that they can find to do the creations. So this is also, I think, to push them to open their eyes and see what's around you. What if you look at a thing in the corner, what could you use it for, and just do things with it. So it's a way to spark their creativity in a different way. And then the last one is to have fun. If you're not having fun, I believe it's difficult to do good work. If you have fun, it will open your creativity and your curiosity even more. So that's what we tell them. And then of course, when they do these sketching, they have to document them by taking photos, because it's not a final product we're asking them to do. It's more to have this experience of making a lot of sketches and to kind of build what could you call it, a material book. When I look at the textile students, when I was a student, they always did these material books. So this is also what I ask my graphic designers to do, is kind of this is a way of making a whole idea book for yourself with a lot of sketches. This is a picture from a workshop in Mexico, and in this one you can see I only asked the students to do one letter with different materials. And I think they did 50 letters each, and they had 3 hours in 3 days, 3 hours every day to do this. And it was really interesting to see what they came up with. So, and of course, one of the interesting thing also when I'm doing this, and I do it in different parts of the world, is to see how different the tone or the materials are from what the students are using. This is a picture from Denmark, made by some students, and they were working with, they just choose the word babe and made different images and pictures with it. And I also asked them, because when they're taking pictures of these sketches they do, it's still a sketch, so they can build on top of it. And when they're using a camera, they can just continue to explore and to play and to see what happens. And of course, at one certain point, you go too far and you might not read the word anymore. But again, it's a good experience for them. And it's also to push their creativity. This is from India. And again, one of the students, when she went home in the evening, she had this water on a hot plate and then just made some experiments with that. So they also turned them into a movie. This is some candy that you can buy in the streets of Ahmedabad. And she just made this really, really beautiful sketch to see how it works. And she had so much fun. It was a completely new discovery for her to see that she could work in this way too. So this is from Petra University. I'm just going to show you some of the workshops that I've been some examples. And I think it was really interesting when I was in Jordan. This was the first day. In the beginning, I was introducing the class to the assignments that we're going to do. They had to do 50 sketches each within 3 days, and again, working fast. And the classroom was really nice and tidy, and the tables were fine. And after 2 hours, when the students got kind of comfortable, everything was exploding and they were running around. We asked them to take materials from their home and then use them for their sketches. So they were running, they were pushing the tables together, and they were really, you could see they were having fun. And of course, I think what's nice is also when they look to each other's table, they get new ideas and, oh, we can do that. And they work together. They ask some of their classmates to take off the shoes. And they made this, I think I'm not sure, I can't read Arabic, so I'm not sure that the word is finished, but this is going to be some Arabic words. So they use all kinds of material. And again, to make the students, sometimes you don't have to invent big ideas, but simply using the things that you have next to you. And this is also one of the experience we want them to do. So one of the guys, I think, was having this from his home, and he prototyped this word. And these are some words they did: hope and cover. This one was hunger and woman and imagination, patch, and this one was love. And for a foreigner who don't read Arabic, it was really, really nice to see, because I see the shapes, and then of course when they tell me the meaning of the word, you connect it together. This one was cold. So just a few more pictures of this was a workshop I did I think 1.5 years ago in Mexico, in Jalapa. And the students there, funny, they start to use the light and the shadows, and they were just experimenting. So, and because this muerte is, because it was around, I think, the day of the death, so they did these sketches with the muerte. So this is just some of the creations we do, and every workshop, I think when we finished after 3 days, we have around thousands or 1,500 words, and of course not all of them are brilliant. That's not the purpose of doing this exercise. This is for the students to get the experience that they can use different materials, and also to train them to see what's around them. And also when you kind of force them or push them to do a lot and they have to work fast, they have to make quick decisions. Of course, that's not sustainable if you have to do it the whole year. But in some courses, I think it's a good experience to just do things very fast, because it pushes them maybe in directions they weren't thinking of. And also when they have 50 or 100 words, every time I see there are always 5 or 10 sketches that are really beautiful and really brilliant, and they can use them later on in their portfolio to create. Sometimes we continue and we make posters, or we use it for ideas for campaigns or different things. So in this, also the sketches, I tell them the word in itself, it's not that important. It's more important that you use different materials and see what happened. And then when we later on continue, and then we start talking about the meaning, the linguistics of the word and the material connected. So, but you can't do it when you, I think you can't do it in the first phase, because then the students will start thinking, and then we start taking decisions. So again, in terms of have this freedom and this play, it's important not to have these rules that I have to think about what is the meaning of the word. Just do things, and then we can, when we are finished, we can put everything up, we can print them, and we can look at it, and then we can start discuss for the next phase. Okay, what can you do with these ideas? How can you use them, and continue in that way? So this is some of the things I'll show you. I wanted to show you. And then, of course, this is the last picture. It's one of my former students. She's actually a very good poster designer now. And we always try to have this emphasize that they are, you have to use humor. You have to be positive towards the assignments you do, and you have to have fun. That's so important. So this is what I wanted to say, and I think I have 19 minutes now, so thank you. And then I'll turn, I think, the screen, turn the screen in some way, if I can do that.
Great, thank you, Ulrika. I think the subject that you mentioned, creativity and play, is the soul of the visual design schools.
Yeah.
And there are some couple of questions, and I do have a question too for you. But before that, I would like to add a couple of things. And
can I just add one more thing?
Sure.
Yeah, because one of the things that I realized, that I discovered, is that the term play in the definition is very, very different from country and cultures. When I was doing this last year in Beijing, for the students, the Chinese and the Taiwanese students there, it was the biggest discovery ever, because they always are, when they told me when they're in design schools, design is serious, and you have to be serious about it. And of course you have to. But in the process and the idea generation, it's so important that you have this curiosity, which is so close connected to play.
Definitely.
So that's just one of the things. And then I saw, because when we were talking, when you look at the schools in Finland and Scandinavia, and of course also I come from the land of Lego. We have Lego here, and it's so embedded in the way that we teach and the way we work, because we grew up with Lego and the philosophy. And when I go out and can see in Latin America, and it's not that they have this seriosity around the way they work, and of course you have to be serious about it. But it's some of the things that I think it's interesting in terms of wordplay. So,
Rika, really, I appreciate your research and your conversation, because it's really the very important subject, as I said, for the especially for the communication designers or the visual designers. As far as I know, design thinking is being taught by the some expert in business schools, in medical schools, in US. And why? Because the play is to explore without fearing of, oh, if I can do a mistake or not. It's about finding a new things, and play leads to also the invention, where it's related with the creativity and design too. So I think they play. I have a 19 months of a child. I'm watching every day when he's around me, and he's exploring things through the play. For him, everything is play. This is the best way for him to explore. So I encourage him to play and find his playfulness, because, as I said, it will lead to thinking, and then the neuron, our neuron, where it works with their brain, will be fresh. But the problem in our current design schools, that especially young generation, when they see beautiful artwork or beautiful design that someone does, and then they think that they will do similar work with the programs or whatever the technology. It's not about the technology. It's about the creativity, which comes from the one's playfulness and ideas. I think this is the idea of this is the essence of our subject, which means creativity. But how are you going to be how going to be creative person in this area? And I think the subject that you just mentioned, play, is that we need to more focus, more scientific way to explore this playfulness. And because, as I said, it gives the people strength and power to explore it. This is what I see from the subject that you mentioned.
But you also, I think you also sometimes, not always, because we also do projects in which they have to deliver for a client or other things. But I think it's important to create this space or this frame for the students that they are actually allowed to just play and to experiment. Because play, in the definition, is that there are no rules. Because when you look at children playing, they just invent along the time. They're not an adult saying, no, you can't do this, or you can't go to the corner. No. Everything is open. And for me, I think I forgot it for many years that, okay, you simply, also when I have deadlines, sometimes I just say, okay, for the next 2 hours, I allow myself to do whatever, but do things. Because if you're not doing, or you're not drawing or doodling, and nothing will come. So creating these kind of spaces in where you're exploring and investigating and again playing, also doing it together with others is a nice way. I do actually, but I'm not going to show it today. I do with an old colleague of mine. We do some projects together. We are 3D printing typography and things like that. And when we started this, we were saying, okay, we have no clue what we're going to do. Let's play. So we just bounce our creations forth and back, and from that ideas arise. And then when we have we've been doing it for some of years, and then we put everything up, and we were looking at it. Okay, because again, we were talking about, you always have deadlines. You always have to deliver. You always have to do this. So you have to also remember to have these spaces where you don't have deadlines. You're actually just exploring. What happens if I do this? What happens if I do that? Because it's a way of also for the students to discover their language and not imitating too much from other designers, to do something of their own.
Dear Rika, we have this one question in the chat that someone wrote over there. I can read. This is this Russian language, the name I cannot read. But he or she says, how do the participants select the particular words for their experimental? You just show us some experimental works, and I think he or she referred to that the images. It says that how do participants, so how participants select the particular words? Do they choose the words, or you give them the words?
When I do it, I always come in for a very short time. So, and this is kind of a big, whoa, what is going on? Because they really have to put their mindset in a different position. So when I do it with words, I have a whole A4 with a lot of four letters words they can choose from. They can choose from that just to get their mind to start using them. They can use one word, they can use different words. I tell them it's not important. So I have these suggestions. I also have some suggestions of activities they can do in terms to get them going, because I discovered when they start, the first 5-8 words are a little difficult for them, and then they start, because then it's out of the system. And then they just start trying things out, and they go around the corner or out in the streets. When I had the Chinese students, by the way, they went to the food market and they start rearranging all the food, and they made these beautiful Chinese characters. And when they came home to the hotel, they opened their luggage and they took everything out, and they go, oh, look what we did. Said, wow, and you were in the shower. They were in the shower, and they were showering water, because they was, again, to use what you have and to get the ideas by just looking what, I think my old art teacher said this, you don't have to invent a lot of things. You just have to see what is right in front of you.
I see. Also, the Hadi Senerjo, he also adds something. It says that keywords: play series to find the new things in design. Fun in playing is the most important thing to discover. She or he adds such a sentence. I think it's right. And well, I would like to again thank you, Rikke Hansen. It was a pleasure to see such a great idea of design. I think this is, as I said, the important part of the design. Educators and designers should think more detail about this subject, I believe. Well, actually, in the beginning, I was planning to introduce Rikke Hansen a little bit detailed, but I forgot it, and I would like to mention about her. She was born in Denmark, and then she's a graphic designer and educator. Works and teaches in the field in the intersection between the language, culture, and space. She has a passion for graphic design and typography, and working with design method that provides students with the ways to fundamentally to understand the society and its stakeholders' needs, and how to drive these process to useful results. And as head of the department at the University Design School, Kolding, she played a significant role in the developing new educational program for the future. She is an external associate professor at the University of Southern Denmark. Currently, she teaches a variety of design courses at different design schools and universities in Denmark and abroad. She works on and researches design developments projects, and has her own design studio doing print and digital design. She is an owner of the Letterpress Workshop, vice chairman at the Danish Association for Book Crafting, member of CIDA China, appointed external examiner at the Higher Artistic Educational Programs by the Ministry of the Higher Education and Science. She became a jury at the International Poster Biennale in Mexico, Cyprus Poster Triennale, and in Turkey we had her too, Posterland. International Posterland competition, and she received COFO, the COFO Excellence Award winner, Graphic Silver, Gold, and Platinum Award winner. I mean, basically, she's a great educator and she's a great designer, and we're happy to have her. Thank you again, dear Rikke. Before I go to the second presenter, I think that we have Vice Chancellor Haldun Şekerci, Professor Haldun Şekerci. Is he over there, or he's going to join us later on? Probably he's going to. He's the vice chancellor of the university, of the Nuplar University. Maybe he has something to say, but maybe we will take her later on. Well, I would like to switch to the another great designer and educator, and I have been knowing him, and we wanted him to also to come to Turkey, but because of such situation, and we are now online with him. Dear Arafat El Naim, Professor Dr. Arafat El Naim, he is at the American University in Emirates, Dubai. Welcome to dear Arafat. How are you?
Good, thank you, and good evening for everybody. It's really pleasure and honor to be among you on this evening.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Enjoyed the presentation of Ricky, and I want to just to say something that playing has been always a part of the design education. Play is also a classroom strategy which sometimes implemented by the faculty member to engage a student, to enhance their skills and their knowledge, and to help them to discover their abilities and apply them in a creative way. I remember many years ago a German magazine which is called Spielen and Lernen, which means play and learn at the same time. And this was an amazing approach for this thing. So I want to highlight that a play is a design process. It is not just a strategy also, which is implemented here and there. Even when we are trying to do something or to create something, sometimes we keen to play. We put the rules and we play within these rules to create something. And maybe one of the best examples for these things, maybe it can be the development of the, let's say, logo or branding to something which is called we call it the open branding, or we call it interactive branding, that you have this brand is changing every time you are opening and you are activating the. So it is part of our arsenal as a designers that we are using here and there, and it's a way of thinking. And I think each student he needs, and each designer he needs to use these tools and to enhance these tools. And as a part of my talk here, this is one of the main, let's say, strategic tools for teaching design in the future. So if we don't teach the students to play, they will not be able to be creative in what they are doing.
Thank you, dear Arafat. I would like to introduce the Arafat El Naim, and before he goes to his speech, Dr. Arafat El Naim, he got undergraduate, master and PhD in graphic arts, and MST in art teaching, academic leader, graphic artist, designer, and the moving spirit behind the international art and design projects. Lectured and presented at international conferences and exhibitions in UK, Australia, New Zealand, Sweden, Italy, Turkey, and many other countries. Graphic works of Dr. Arafat can be found in different universities such as Spencer Museum of Art, Kansas, Portland Art Museum, Wrexham Yale Memorial Gallery, University of Wales Collection, and others. Outstanding contribution to the education, Middle East Education Leadership Awards he received in 2016. Best Professor in Design, Asian Education Leadership Award in 2014 and 2001. Dr. Arafat has received in recognition of his contribution to the global visual design, education, and professional practice. Dr. El Naim is a professor of graphic arts and design, former Dean of College of Design at the American University in the Emirates, curator of the International Symposium Design, Amman, chair of International Design Conference, and executive director of the United Design Alliance. And today we have this great designer and educator, Professor Dr. Arafat El Naim. He has the very important, again, another important subject, actually currently we are living that situation of future of design education. So we are into this situation. We are trying to find a way of to how this practical work that we were face to face with the students, but now we don't do that. We cannot do that. So how we can do this creative education in the future? It's going to be more online or more technological. I think the Professor Dr. Arafat will find ways or some ideas for us. Please get this speech and let us to know what you have.
Okay, thank you for the presentation or the introduction. It was really, once again, a pleasure to be among of you here. So I'll be sharing my So the topic of my talk is going to be the future of graphic design education. And I'm a little bit, I'm going to take you from the area where Riki has went with us, and she has shown us an amazing works, an amazing approach as a design educator, and showing us the inspiring work of the students, that how they have created these things, and emphasizing the design approach on creating visuals, communicating ideas, and these things. So when we are talking about the future of design education, we need to think about several things. One of these things, we need to think about the current state of art and design in our schools, in our universities. We need to think also about the current political, economic situation, and the way that we are running our daily life also, because all these things are affecting the methods of delivery and the methods of preparing and educating future designers. So I'll go through several stages, several things I'm going to show, and we'll end up with the most let's say up-to-date trends on design education, that we can build on these things, and we can analyze our experience as educators in our universities, and we can together we can cooperate on these things also, to find a way to enhance our programs and to prepare our students who are studying today to be employed after 4 years, 5 years, because we are educating them now, and we are expecting them to respond to future let's say competences that we don't have any clue about these competences. So we need, in a way or another, to predict what is going to be the competences of the future, and to be able, based on these competences, to at least to highlight pathways for enhancing graphic design programs. So I'll start with a quote here that I love this quote, because design creates culture, culture shapes values, and values determine the future, from Robert Peters. And I think this is a great inspiration talk which highlights the value of the design in the society itself. So graphic design refers to the creation of information, attractive and visually appealing graphics. At the beginning, these graphics were produced by graphic artists, and with the introduction of the 20th century and the 1920s, it has been coded the term graphic design for the first time, and it became a discipline in around 1920. And at that time, there were one of the major schools in graphic design has been established in Russia, and later the Bauhaus has been established in Germany, and these are considered the two major let's say design schools from the beginning of the 20th century that have coded the importance of the craft in design education. So the goal of the graphic design is to communicate our ideas, our thought, our concept to a target audience through a various tools such as symbols, wordings, or images. Graphic design will still be an ever-changing trend that will stay up as popular as highly in-demand marketing stunt in many years to come. So when we are going to explore, let's say, employment trends in the future, we might have some thoughts about graphic design needs to be in a way or another need to be refreshed as a program, need to be enhanced with other tools, and need to be open for another disciplines in order to be relevant to the needs of the market and the needs of the industry on that time. So, building on what our professor Dogan Arsalan has mentioned, he mentioned about design thinking, design methods, design reasoning, and visualization, communication techniques, and design strategy are successfully adopted.
I'm sorry, dear Rafat, our guests wrote something on the chat. They are saying that if you get close to the microphone, because some of people cannot hear, maybe.
Okay, is it
That's
clear
much
now?
better. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, much better.
I want to say that the value of graphic design is very high, and the fact it is very high and it is very essential discipline. So elements of this culture, elements of this discipline, like design thinking, design methods, design reasoning, and visualization, communication techniques, and design strategies are successfully adopted in domains outside the design areas such as business management, education, healthcare, and engineering. Design thinking and methodologies are now considered a useful tool for identifying, framing, and solving complex, often wicked social, technological, economic, and public policy problems. And this gives us an idea about the importance of the graphic design itself, in spite of the fact that maybe the terminology of a graphic design during the years has been changed, and has some of the words has been replaced with another words, and we will come and explain this further in our talk. So graphic design is an ever-changing industry. It's keeping changing. It is connected with the technology, connected with the social environment, with the up-to-date issues in our daily life. But design education, unfortunately, is not running at the same pace as the graphic design in practice. As a result, design students continue to learn outdated methods and techniques because maybe there are some obstacles for this thing. Maybe accreditation is one of these things, because you can't, for some reason, you can't change the syllabus, you can't change the structure of the program unless you are going to renew or to get the to get the approvals from the Ministry of Education or Higher Education. And sometimes there are maybe financial issues, which is related to the adaptation of new technologies and these things. So this is also I think that it's taken in consideration. But if we want to prepare our students for jobs of the future, we need to refresh, we need to update, and we need to make our design education programs relevant. So design education is expected to adjust to prepare future designers to have dramatically different demand made upon their general abilities and basis of knowledge than design careers path from the years past. So this is the program itself need to be flexible to be able to do these changes and to be updated always. Design places the emphasis in design education is always placed in the medium, and this has been one of the issues in let's say in the beginning of the graphic design education, because the most important thing was is how to teach the students to use the tools, the medium, and these things. But usually this is at the expenses of the methods and the process itself, and these things. So the students, they learn the process, but they quite often learn without comprehending. A designer needs to understand the process, the method, and the medium to be a professional designers and to be able to serve his community and to contribute to his culture. So without understanding this process, design students have no way of understanding a design problem. So we need to, and the key issue of any design process, anything that we are doing, we is identifying the problem, because graphic design is a problem solving, or how to add the constraints in order to better shape the problem into something that is manageable, that we can deal with it. So here, what is the results of graphic design programs that we are having? We are we are producing classical designers, but there are other areas which exist in the on the world that we are living on. There are computational designers and there are design thinkers, and this thing, it might shape our view of the future of the graphic design itself, how the and depends on what we want to be in the future. So this is important, and this is according to John Maeda. He classified the design types onto these three types. So classical designers, they make posters, printing, the stuff that we are doing now, which is we call the corporate identities, logos, and all these things. This is a classical designer's job. So design thinkers, they make design systems and business. So this is another level of the design education that that maybe some of the schools, they can say that Parenson School of Design in the States, which is #1 in the States as a design school, has adopted this strategy. Also, Aalto University in Finland, they are practicing this thing, and also ICAL University in Switzerland, they have, and there are might be another universities that I am not aware that they are working and producing design thinkers that to fill the gap and to be able to produce design systems and to contribute to the business. The third type is the computational designers. The, these are the people who have studied computers, programming, and these things, and they have learned the graphic design or the design programs. They know the coding and they know all the stuff which is related to the design area from a computer point of view. They make the stuff that people actually use every day. They know how to code. They or at least they speak the language of computation, the computer itself, but have the best chance to navigate and challenge the designers, challenging path designers in your face. So these are the three categories, and we need to classify if we're going to revise our programs and what we are doing. We need to decide in advance what is what is the outcome of what we are doing as a design educators. Are we producing or are making classical designers, design thinkers, or computational designers? Because based on each of these categories, there is a list of competences that need to be met in order to be classified under each one of these categories. So here, employability trends. It's a shocking news that for example, I got this material 2 days ago from, it has been published on 2019. Employment of a graphic design is projected to decline 4% from 2019 to 2029. So this is if the American Labor Bureau is producing these statistics and these projections of future job employment and opportunities every 10 years. While overall employment in this occupation is expected to go down, specific projection vary by industry. For example, employment in graphic design in a newspaper, periodicals, books, and directory publisher is projected to decline significantly. And I do believe that in the future, everybody will be moving to a digital design. So the print will die in this area. While in the field of packaging, if we are thinking, packaging will be always actual, because there's always a need for package designers, because there are stocks, there are things that need to be packed and need to be sold to the people. So packaging will be always there, while editorial design, it's going to be transformed and to be a digital design. In contrast, employment of a graphic design in computer systems design and related services is projected to grow, because we are influenced by technology, and included in technology is evolving every day, and technology is finding its way to our homes, to our life, and we can't live without technology. So companies are continuing to increase their digital presence, with which sometimes requires graphic designers to help create visually appealing and effective layout of websites. The graphic designers are expected to face a strong competition in the future for available positions, because the market is shrinking, and there will be a very tough competition. Many talented individuals are attracted to careers as graphic designers. So this is why it's not an easy to find a job in the future if you are not equipped with the right skills and have the right competences. So the prospects will be best for the applicants who keep up with the latest design trends, technology, and techniques. So this is the key for keeping yourself relevant and actual if you are thinking of having a job in the future. And this is the information that I just shared with you. Is the Occupational Outlook Handbook for 2019, and even they are telling what is the median pay in 2019 for a graphic designer, what is the typical entry level. It's a bachelor's degree, on job training. They don't request for this thing. Number of jobs in 2019 were 281 and 500,000 graphic designers in the States. This is only information about the States. And if we are going to think how is the graphic design, let's say, market or industry in a specific country, we need to have data to be able to comment on this data. So they have calculated that the job outlook for 2019 to 2029 is going to be reflected by decline 5%. And employment change is going to be 10,500 less designers. And I used to give this a calculation like this when I was the Dean of College of Design in Jordan at the Applied Science University, because Jordan is a small country. And if you think about graphic design, we have more than 27 universities, and 20 of these universities, they have graphic design programs. And each program of these things, they are graduating every year around 50, 60 designers. So the number of the design industry there, it's very small, and the number of the job opportunities is very limited. So if I'm going to be optimistic, I'll say that we are having 100 companies. If the number of designers who are working in these companies, let's say that each company will need 5 designers. So 100 by 5, it is going to be 500 designers. when I'm having 20 universities and they are producing or they are graduating 50 designers every year. So these people, where they're going to work? This is also something that we need to take in consideration unless we extend the job opportunities for the students in our programs by including new models in the programs that we are offering. And we will come and talk about this. So there is a need to reconstruct the education model toward interdisciplinary. Enrique has mentioned something about this. And she is interdisciplinary designer because she works on different field. And I think Professor Arsalan also, Irwan and our friend from Korea, they are multidisciplinary designers, educators, and they are approaching the design education from a different point of view. And so we need toward an interdisciplinary approach, and we need to revolutionize curriculum by merging and making them more progressive, responsive, real-time, and learner-driven. So we need to do a shift from disciplinary to interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary, from the specialized to the holistic, from fixed path learning to flexi-path approach, from product-based to system-based design. So this is things that we need to consider. So if we go to the structure of the curriculum, we know that the curriculum in most universities, you have a general education courses, you have specialization courses, and you have elective courses. And if it is not a college of design, or you have a college requirement, so the courses are going around these things. So according to even to the accreditation, if we are going to National Association of NASAD, which is the accreditation body for the schools of art and design in the States, they have put the standards for these things. And I think the structural guidelines need to be taken in consideration that they are mentioning. So the curriculum structure. So we go to the communication design or graphic design or visual communication design. They are different terminologies for the same thing. So the courses which is related to this discipline, to this part of the curriculum, need to form 25 to 35% of the total credit hours of the program itself. Supportive courses in design, related technologies, and visual arts, which is foundation courses and these things, they need to be around 20 to 30%. Studies in art and design and history of art and design theory need to be 10 to 15%, and general studies from 25 to 35. So this is a requirement even for international accreditation on this thing. So in total, studies in major area, which is include supportive courses in design, related technologies, and the visual art, and the studies in visual art and design histories and theory, they need to form 65% of the curriculum that we are having in the program itself. This is the chart which is illustrate the list of competences that the program needs to meet to produce a real graphic designer or visual communication designer and these things. And under each one of these things, there are subcategories that need also to be taken in consideration if we are going to implement and use these materials effectively. This is the source of this is competencies is National Association for Accreditation of Art Schools, and it's NASAD in the States. So it is, the information is online. So, and they have their handbook for 1920 is published. So I think it's helpful just to get an idea what is the standards in other place in order to be able to evaluate yourself and to be able to contribute to the improvement of your program. So from conversation with industry and academia expert, there are a lot of ideas, a lot of things that has emerged. That lot of design education is insular. It is not important, and to be accepting and break the let's say and break the me attitude, which is seen more often in design graduates of today. And maybe this is, we can say it in another word, is the gap between the academy and the industry. So we are losing. The industry is requesting some skills, some competencies, while when there is no connection between the academic program and the industry, we don't have, for example, advisory portal from the industry in the school that will help the school itself to understand what is the actual need of the industry. The graphic design program will continue to work as per accreditation norms without taking in consideration the employment of DC graduates in the future. So there is a need to expand the width and depth of understanding of preparing design students to respond quickly to opportunities. So this is an important. So these are some thoughts also that design education in a crossroad and faces uncertain future. If design is to live up to its promise, it must create a new, enduring curricula for design education that merge science and technology, art and business together. Otherwise, design will not be able alone to exist as a discipline. So design is facing, this is for example, some of the challenges which is the design is facing. A new societal challenges, cultural values, technological opportunities, which requires new skills. Design today is more human-centered and more social and more rooted in technology and science than ever before. So most of today's jobs that we have listed in our programs, that by completing this program, the student will be able to get this career opportunity, will not exist in the future. And design, design education. So what we are going to change? What needs to change? Keeping in mind the impact of technology and the consecutive changes, the design curriculum and future needs to be flexible and responsive. In today's world, knowledge is the easiest to acquire. However, skill and attitude require guidance and nurturing. So here there's a list of things that we can, a list of questions that we need to ask and to find an answers for these questions. How can design education prepare students for a job that will exist only in the future? What skills will be important to prepare students for the future? What type of knowledge will be important? Is intellectual depth more valuable than intellectual breadth? More valuable than more valuable in the future? What other skills should design education and design educators include or consider to prepare the students who do not pursue a design career, who do not pursue a design career in the future? Also, what should be the role of the educator today and in the future? So these are questions that we need together to sit and answer and to discuss and to be able to find an answer to find the ways to enhance our programs. For graphic designers, a career move, that this is the main trend that I see, that graphic design is moving to a digital design. So this makes sense because you are producing let's say, editorial design, and in the future you will be doing editorial design, but it is for digital publications because it's not going to be printed anymore. So if we're having disciplines for design production courses need to be oriented to include the new let's say the new tools, the new let's say the new information, the new experiences which is related to creating this digital work. So the shift to online platform, which has mentioned also by Professor Dugan, which is teaching from home, remote or online, for almost all traditional media means the skilled designers with an eye for the digital are in a high demand. So this is the future. And in another statistics that I have seen, that in the future, the number of designers, the outsourcing, designers will not be employed on in a companies like what is happening today and what we are witnessing now. So there will be an outsourcing, and majority of the students will, majority of the designers will be, let's say, freelancers. So freelancers working with different companies, and maybe for the companies this is going to be a good thing, because every time they will get the fresh ideas. They are not paying salaries for they are not hiring designers and keeping them while their let's say the production and needs for graphic design is limited, or it's not that high. So magazines, newspaper, television, and particular advertisers all will move to the internet. The traditional media face many challenges in the move online. It is an ever more crowded marketplace with constant competition for customer attention. Standing out in this space requires exceptional content and user experiences produced by digital designer, and this is one of the let's say the future paths for graphic designers. If we manage to transfer graphic design to interactive or user experience design, we enhance the employability of our students, because the salary for the user experience designers, if we follow what is published in the American statistical labor statistics and these things, it's going to be double. It is not the same. While the salary for the graphic designer is going to be 52,000 per year, the salary for the user experience is going to be over 100,000. And I think Nandrika has mentioned, and also the Professor Dugan, they mentioned about the experience. The design in the future will be more about the experience. It's not going to be about products and about these things. So design paradigm will continue to shift as well the current economic, social, cultural, environmental, technological, and political context in which it operates. So graphic education needs to adopt the following approach in various combinations to be able to make this shift and to make graphic design programs relevant. The first thing, we need to make our learning to open source, emerging online shared content to reach out to many more learners beyond the classroom, to create and manage their own learning experiences. So the multi-platform content delivery can be. The other thing, connecting knowledge, networks, embed design, design thinking, input in other disciplines such as business, engineering, and even secondary education, healthcare, and these things. So the multidisciplinary approach is going to be is a key element in the future of design education, and in design practice in the future. Responsive curriculum. So we need experiential learning, flexibility, and choice in learning path. And I'll show an example in the end of my presentation about a new model of design school. And we will see that this is an interesting model, and can be applied and can be enhance and contribute to the design culture and to improve the opportunities, the job opportunities of our students in the. So responsible curriculum has to be open, it has to be differentiated, it has to be provocative, and it has to be multi-directional. So multidisciplinary approach, systems-based shared task, access discipline, move toward holistic, multidisciplinary approach over specialization. Collaboration approach, and this is collaboration also is one of the keywords for the future of graphic design. With life project across industry and academia, across design engineering, management, national, international research and practice must evolve. Focus on building life skills, communication skills, people interaction skills, emotional quietant and curiosity about people, employability focus. So the program itself need to be and to focus on the employability of these students. What is the point if we are going to educate designers and there is no job opportunities for these students, these designers in the future? So three areas we should look at: technology, operations, which is project management, and communication, understanding, interpret, and analyze information. New programs addressing in new areas of growth. So this is also. And here there are some of the trends that has been mentioned by American Institute of Graphic Arts and other professional associations in different places in the world. So the first trend of these things that it might be important to pay attention is the context. The role of the designer is not only to achieve the goodness of fit between form and context, but also to determine how much of the surrounding context will be considered as a specific design problem is addressed and solved. So this is very important. Basic competence in both framing and solving problems is essential for graduates. So we are asking the graduate not only to identify the problem and to solve, we need to frame, to surround the problem itself and to be able to contribute to the solution of the problem. Complicity. The context for design problem solving is increasing. Complex and design activity is typically nested within a web of interconnected system. Basic understanding of how such complicity is addressed and expressed in design practice is essential. Third, and here an example, it's about the interdisciplinary collaboration that we have mentioned. So in the future, the designer will not be able to work alone. He needs to be a part of the team, and he needs to he has specific functions that he needs to do specific tasks and these things. So it is important when we are educating these designers to have these things in mind. Especially we can address these things in the general education courses in our programs. Designing is for and with the people. Contemporary design practice addresses varying levels of responsibility between designers and users. For example, control for design decisions can shift proportionally from project to project. Knowledge and the skills to understand and begin to work in this environment are essential. Technology. Rapid evolving technological context present both challenges and opportunities for design education. So it's not just it's going to be a challenge, it's an opportunity. While the resources of institutions may limit how quickly programs can respond to industry change in specific software specific sort, and hardware overreaching knowledge and skills for working with the impact of technology on design are essential also. Research also, this is a very important here. um, Research is integral component in designing for and with people in the context that encompasses complexity and technology. Research sensibilities, comprehensive capabilities are gained through study and the practice over a lifetime. At the undergraduate professional level, basic understanding of research methods, we're talking here about visual research methods, and the ability to read and use findings in a studio project are essential. Here, one of the example of the schools that I want to just to look about the structure of the bachelor program of graphic design, or that they are having on the new school, which is Parsons School, which is school number 1 in 2019, 2020 in the States. This is how the rank of this school. So if we talk to look at the program, in the first year, they don't have the common stuff that we are teaching as a foundation year and doing color theory. Drawing is there. Color theory, they are important, but there are other issues that need to be taken in consideration here. Here, for example, they have integrative studio 1. They have integrative seminar. And if we look at the content of the syllabus of these things, it's an amazing thing to be taken in consideration and to be transferred to the design process itself. Sustainability system, also one of the topics that need to be taught for graphic designers, is space and materiality. Drawing and imagining, here they have condensed the things which is related to art, and they put them together. Time. They have also integrative studio 2, integrative seminar, and in some of the courses, if we see to the credit hours, they are 3 credit hours, and the total program is 120 credit hours. In Jordan, I was in a university where the total credit hours is 132. Here we are having 126. But if we look at the structure of the syllabus itself, there are a repetition. And the link between the different courses, the different models of the program needs to be reconsidered, to take these areas in consideration if we are going to educate designers for the future. And also, if we go to them, typography is going to be one of the essential parts, especially in the future. Interaction design, also one of the approaches that I propose to our university, that we develop our program to be interactive, to be interactive design, graphic and interactive design. To incorporate these models, which is related to the interactivity and these things, and to bring some courses from animation to the graphic design students, to make them relevant and actual for the requirements of the job opportunities in the market. Also, here we have introduction to design studies, and the interesting things about their structure, that they are addressing let's say the visual issues. They are addressing even the theoretical part. The students, they have something to write. If we go to the integrative seminar 1, it's about language, about writing, about design, about expressing your thoughts, yourself, about what you are doing. And I think this is an amazing structure. And based on this, and based on another school in the States, just here I have another thing that I want to show up, just a minute, which is here. I want to show a video. So this video, just let's see this video, and after that I'll have the final slide.
Sound doesn't come to me, dear Arafat. Is there a sound of it?
And just the last slide. So here we have seen the DD, which is the Design University in Dubai, which is offering a single degree. They don't have any other degree with 4 models. So in a place of a single major, students have the opportunity to combine 2 design concentrations from 4 and create their own unique cross-concentration study path. All first-year students share the common exploring design coursework, providing a broad and in-depth foundation. After that, they select the models, and they got experience, and they got the knowledge and the skills of 2 design disciplines, and their opportunity for work in the market is going to be greater than what we are expecting. And with this, I end my presentation, and thank you.
Well, thank you. I believe after this hearing this lecture of dear Arafat, I think to me we should have another symposium about just the feature of the graphic design or the visual communication design. This needs to be really addressed in more detail, every aspect of this subject. Don't you think, dear Arafat?
I think so, and I think this is going to be a great opportunity for us, even as an educators, to collaborate between ourselves, because you are familiar with your program and you know every detail which is related to that program. I am familiar with mine. Rika is familiar with her. Irwan is familiar with his. And our colleagues also, they are familiar with this thing, and we can at least we can make let's say a comparative research on graphic design models that we are having in our schools, and come out with suggestions how to improve these things.
Well, I think we can talk many things about this future of the graphic design. I have I made a screenshot of one of your a page, Arafat. It was about the John Meadows
Yeah.
design type can be
John
classified.
They used to publish reports about the state of a graphic design, and he collects, and he even big companies in the States, they use to trust him and take his expertise to define the trends of design.
I would like to add one thing here. He, as you told us, that he classified classical designers, design thinkers, and computational designers. These are definitely, I agree. But here is what I'm thinking also. This is I think every designer and educator's subject, this feature of the design. It's important in terms of to read the future. I mean, if as an educators, if we cannot read the future of graphic design or the design, then we will fail. We will fail for our students, basically, because this is the subject that focus on the industrial area, that we are preparing the students for the future, their future. And I definitely, one word that you use, outdated. It's important. I mean, we cannot keep the outdated some classes. For the name of some teachers or the name of some curriculum that's already there. As educators, we have to understand where we're going in terms of the future of the graphic design. We have to feel it and read it, and then we have to shape this curriculum for the name of the future generation.
I totally agree with you, and I think as the design educators, we are the leaders, and we can sit together and we can do something on this regard. And I see here there are great educators, professors, and friends of mine who are also participating here, and they can part of a great team and make a real contribution to the future of a graphic design. I think we can do something if we can develop. Let's say it's going to be a joint research, but this research we need to develop something like a survey, and this survey to be circulated in design schools in all our countries and get the feedback of this thing. And I think we can get back with something which is it's going to be regionally or internationally valid, because it's a real study, because some of the experiments that they have done to identify these trends for the future graphic design, they have make workshops, and they have made 3 groups of educators, and they give them the tools and everything, and ask them to just to create a new scenario of graphic design education. And based on the elements that they have there, they have created 3 posters, and after that they have analyzed what has been included on these, and which is what is the hierarchy which is included there, priorities where are placed, and where is the main focus is there. Based on that, they have managed to identify some of the key elements that influence the future of design practice and design education.
I would like to share the one of my experience that is, I think, important. Maybe you will appreciate it or not. School of Visual Arts in US, in New York, they have this master degree program. It's called entrepreneurship in design. And I thought about it, and even it was the first research paper that from I was the advisor of one of my master student, and I asked her to research and study how these designers is changing from in 18th century to present, and plus entrepreneurship in design, which means that the designer who has the ability of entrepreneurship. Because designer, basically, we are teaching problem solving. and they are trying to find a problem and the solution. So basically, they have this ability of finding a solution. So the entrepreneurship is, to me, in the future, designers should more focus on it. In Turkey, I don't know over there, but in Turkey, most of the school, in the design schools, the students are taught by saying that, okay, when you finish your degree and have a great portfolio, you will get into a government or the private organization or places that you will serve as a designer. Or you will create a studio as a graphic designer and you will serve for the people, for the public. That's fine. But I think the designer should get the power into their hand and maybe collaborating with some code writers or some other people from different area to create a project or an idea and then make it instead of working for someone or for an organization. They can be leader of new things in a little bit more innovative way.
Yes.
In terms of
this is the model of Parsons School of Design.
I think so. I think so too.
Because their students, they have statistics there that more than 30% of their students, they are creating companies and they are working and they are successful.
When I was in the US and when I was studying my master's degree at the Pratt Institute,
Yes.
I had a similar education. One of our educators who gave this hint, the point. But so for these purposes, what I did in Turkey, in Istanbul, I add, for example, to my school, it's a class that calls Entrepreneur and Design. In this school, in this class, in the fourth year of class, students will get some example how to find a problem and solving it from an object or an idea, even an organization for non-profit organization, something that useful for the people. So the graphic designer will lead, not follow, will lead the road. Because the graphic designers, I'm talking about the designer who has the ability and the thinking and strong concept. So such designer can lead way instead of following the organization. Yes.
Usually we say that designers are pioneers. They create, they discover everything for the others to follow. But here I would like one of the interesting trends is the connection between graphic design and architecture, which is experiential design. And this is one of the potential job opportunities in the future. So the graphic designers can work with an architect for creating the visual design for the, let's say, for the urban spaces and even for the big architectural buildings and these things. So there is a role for him there. And experience design is also an important topic to be thought of.
Yes. I mean, it's a definitely, when this is the we have been knowing each other through the online many organization in terms of design and poster, whatever. I think we should come together more often to think about, to inspire each other, to find a way to what is the best.
I'm happy here to see Irwan, Erika, Byungel-san, and other friends. So
Yusuf, dear Yusuf is here too. He's from the Sparta.
I know he's my friend.
Yes.
Yes, we are connected and we cooperate on different things.
And the earlier I mentioned, but he left. The Vice Chancellor of the Rector, Professor Dr. Haldun Şekerci, will join us to talk to you Probably he's going to say the thank you, and I'm waiting. I think he's Hasan Göçmez hocam. Hasan Göçmez is going to come, and he will talk about something for us. And before the finishing your presentation, dear Arfat, and I will move to Beyond presentation, and he has this video. He made a video about his presentation because of the maybe technical situation will come out. Do we have the Hasan, Professor Dr. Hasan Haldun? Pardon, Hasan Göçmez. Evet, Haldun Çekerci değil, Hasan Göçmez. Hasan Göçmez. This is my one of first experience to manage online of such a.
You are doing great.
O an henüz dahil olmadı ama olmak üzeredir.
Evet.
Kusura
I
bakmayın.
would like
Dahil
to
olur.
introduce the Levent. Are you there in a facial? If you're there, I would like to introduce you the dear Levent Mergin. He is the dean of the Faculty of Fine Arts at the Dumlupınar University. We together, the Yusuf and Uğur Hoca is over there too, with a beard man, and
The pillars.
yes, and so we often do some art and design related activities in Turkey. We are a team, but in a different university. All these guys from different university, and we come together.
At the national level.
Yes, I appreciate their efforts. Are you there, Levent Hocam? Orada mısın?
Buradayım.
Here
Hello.
Levent, he's as I said, a great guy. He organized this symposium. Even many people in organization or the symposium organization, they canceled the organization because of the COVID. But he was the guy who said that let's do it, and let's do it even it's on online. So I really appreciate his efforts.
Doğan, rektör yardımcımız katıldı. Ben bir iki cümle söyleyeyim istersen.
Buyur.
Thank you very much to the participations. We listened to very productive presentations. We would like to host them here, but it did not happen. We hope to see you at another event. Thank you so much.
Now we have this Vice Chancellor of Rector, Professor Dr. Hasan Göçmez hocamız. Hocam merhaba, nasılsınız, iyisiniz? Hocam sesinizi alamıyoruz.
Hasan hocam.
Hocam ses.
Can you hear me right now?
Evet.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Hasan hocam.
Okay. And I would like to thank to everybody here because they came our conference. We just started this conference yesterday. We did really good opening. It was, like all the protocol of the Kütahya was there, and it was amazing. I wish you would be there. You miss it, but next time, hopefully, we will get together because at the opening, we got lots of good speech, and first of all, we just memory of the Ahmet Yakupoğlu. They did really good speech, and we really remember his attitudes about the arts and other, social behavior of him. And then you started this conference, and I would like to really happy to see you. I wish you will be in here and in Kütahya, do maybe a more fruitful conference. But nowadays, this is the problem of all over the world. We have to just do conference online. In our university, we do lots of meeting by using such a tools. But this is maybe my first time do the conference online in such events. I maybe got lots of invited speaker in my field. All of them are physically conference, but this is going to be my first experience. I would like to thank to all of you, especially Levent Mercan, our Dean of Faculty. And I would like to say, lots of things about, of course, Ahmet Yakupoğlu, but I would like to tell you some other things, because maybe when you are here in the next year and so on, we would like to discuss, and you would like to see his efforts in the arts. But I think you will hear for the your field, probably in design of the graphical design. And I am the engineer. I am responsible for the development and research and development of our university. Even if I am engineer, of course, I am like a little bit like engineering design part. We can come together. Of course, you have lots of knowledge. You did lots of talks in this session, and probably lots of good information come together, and hopefully in the future we can do collaborated research in our faculty member. And I will really encourage my rector, and I also encourage all kind of international collaboration, because this is the why we are here, because we would like to just combine our knowledge with the other part of the world. And I would like to let me see the session, the people who talk in this session, and I would like to say all of them hi. First of all, Rikke Hansen from Denmark. I think she talked with the creativity and the play, right?
Yes.
And thank you so much, your efforts, and hopefully we will see in our university. And second one, I think Arafat Al Naim, he talks about the future of the design education, and we would like to thanks to him. And you are in the talk with the effective expression system of the poster design now.
Yes, we will talk about it. Yes.
Okay. Right now he was talking, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about the interruption. Then I would like to say hello to all of them. And I think next speaker will be from Indonesia, Irwan Harnoko.
Yes.
And last will be Professor Su from China, speaking of the type. And probably he will be pretty much sleepy, because like China is very far from here, and I hope you will keep him alive a little bit, not sleep for this conference, this session. And again, I mean, imagination, and also art is universal. Everybody knows this. I mean, even if I am not artist, art is universal. You can speak the same language. You can just feel same things. Whatever happens, you can come together and make some good deeds according to your knowledge. So that's why art is very important. We as a university management, we always support the Faculty of Arts department, and this is their really good organization. We always with them. And again, I would like to thanks all of you to participate our conference, and you are spending your time, your valuable time with us. Thank you so much, and hope to see you in Kütahya. And this is what I am going to say. If any question, and I would like to able to answer, but I don't want to interrupt you too much. Again, please keep our relation with our university, and let's make some good joint project together. We always support our faculty member, and I hope our project will be more valuable if we come together. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your nice words. I appreciate your to joining our panel. We already actually made a decision that maybe the next topic of the symposium will be future of the graphic design or something related. So hopefully, and in the future, maybe next year, when the COVID-19 is gone, finished, maybe when you prepare such a symposium with all this team, will join to you in Kütahya. Maybe we'll drink a nice Turkish coffee over there with a nice lokum. Inshallah, hocam.
Yeah. I would like to add some other things. Maybe it will be more, open for discussion in the future with our faculty member. And our university get lots of Erasmus project, and some of them is our European Union project, some of them is Erasmus Plus program. So we have lots of collaboration, lots of bilateral agreements. And if we don't have any bilateral agreement with your university who speaks in our session, and Denmark, like China, South Korea, and we always open such a cooperation. I mean, we are ready to get bilateral agreement, and we can get some EU fund from the, for your topics. And we are pretty much professional on this issue, and we would like to come together with you to get some Erasmus Plus project or European Union project. Always welcome. And please think about this. We shouldn't, our collaboration shouldn't be stay on the conference. I mean, we would like to extend our collaboration for all the academic life, and we are open for that. And please consider this and hopefully see you in the future in Kütahya.
Thank you, Hasan hocam. Hopefully we will come together. Now, I would like to continue. I think we already passed our time.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I would
like to say bye-bye. Have a nice night to you.
It's really, now we have the three speakers. The Lee has a very short presentation, but Erwin and Byung has a video, and I do not know if Byung is over there. If he's not there, then I will share his video. The Professor Byung Il-sun, he's going to speak about the effective expression system of the poster design. And before I introduce his, present his work, I would like to give a little bit of information about the Byung. He was born in 1958 in Korea. He is a graphic designer based in Seoul. And since in 1995, he was being a professor in visual communication design in Seoul University. He is a graduate of visual communication design in Hongking University, where he's receiving his master's degree in 2005 and PhD in arts. Byung Il-sun has been awarded various prizes, such as the Presidential Award for his contribution to the development of the design, and the government of the Republic of Korea, the Minister of Education, and the Minister of Industrial Award at the International Awards Golden Bee of Graphics in Taiwan, Red Dot, Poster for Tomorrow, and 160 international selection of the organization. He has also served on the jury of the numerous international design competition, and he gets selected talks at the tutorial special lecture in different universities. He has been participating in solo exhibition both in Korea and abroad, notably in London, Canberra, Osaka, Akita, Beijing, in Turkey, Indonesia, and Poland. He was the chair at the Hongking Communication Design Forum in 2011, and at the Korea Institute for Cultural Product and Design in 2005. if Beyond, I think that he sent me the early when the Arafat was presenting his work, his research. Beyond, he sent me the message that because of the, I think his laptop, which has a problem because of the sound, like the Arafat tried to very close to his computer, the laptop. So I would like to share his video with us. And for that, I will present now, enter your screen. Allow. If I could, I will open the video. Hopefully, it will not.
I guess Mr. Arslan has gone offline, and I'm sure he'll be back quite soon.
Hello, anyone is hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I think there was
Yes.
a problem when I was trying to add the Beyond's video. It's because of the maybe John, because of the video or heavy video, or I'm trying to. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. I will try again. Hopefully, I will not get out from the meeting group. I will put the video and share the Beyond video right now. I'm just dragging. Okay. Can kapatma. Şu anda kapatma, şey yapalım. Bir dakika dur. Şu anda nasıl? Şeyi görebiliyor musun? Dur bakayım onu bir. Tamam. Şu anda videoyu açıyorum, bir dakika dur. Şeyi bakalım. Her şey yapınca ama ekranı kapa diyor. Şu. Dur bakalım. Ben şimdi göstere basıyorum. Present now. Enter. Allow. Tamam, ne gördün şu anda? İşte ama ben nasıl şey sokacağım yani o videoyu. Şimdi videoyu sürüklemem gerekiyor. Efendim? Şimdi nasıl? Tamam. Tamam. Şu anda tamam mı? Harika, o zaman dur. Tamam. Tamam, hadi sağ ol. Konu herhangi bir şey olunca beni ara Can. Hadi bay. Tamam. Hayır, yazmayı bırak. Direkt arayalım. Tamam, teşekkürler. Sağ ol.
Message should be clear and concise. 4.3, it should be funny and intelligent. 4.4, contents must be innovative. 4.5, it should be differentiated from other posters. 5, conclusion. Introduction. 1.1, also research. The poster design is a visual medium that appears and communicates the intended message on identify number of people, find a small point, and post. Video and communication to post public. Nevertheless, the priority is that posters are
The sound is too low.
Alo. Açtı. Hiç mi gelmiyor? Çok. Yapma ya. Nasıl yapsak ki? Bunun yani sesi hiç yani çok mu net geliyor? Diğerleri şey mi? Büyük isim dinliyorlar. Vay be. Yani ne yapmam gerekiyor bilmiyorum yani. Var, onu ben çıkarttım bakın yani en son orada da yaptım. Onu ben en sondayım şu anda. Evet. O, yani zaten o da okuyor zaten Can. Yani o yüzden böyle bırakacağız artık. Tamam. Yani şöyle bir şey yapalım. Yani bunu şöyle bu da bir 20 kaç dakika bu? Bir 25-20 dakika bunu konuşacak. Diğeri de 20 dakika. İrvan. Diğer üçüncüsü, beşincisi de o da 5 dakika falan ya. Öyle mi? Hadi görüşürüz. Alo. Biraz önce Can da aradı da ama şu anda görüntü var ama orada da yazıyor zaten, okuyor zaten şey. Beyond yazılanları okuyor. Yani şey dedi Can, bu Are you there? Anyone is hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Uh,
My voice is clear?
I think did you hear well the sounds of the beyond?
Not yet. No.
Someone called me. Someone called me, and they said that the sound is not coming well, and because of the opening from different computer. That's why I think the sounds didn't go. But Beyond was reading already what he had. So besides the writing, besides his speech. The information is over there. I think that when I see his lectures, he is like the Rike and Irwan and Arafat and other are great designer. At the same time, he is a great educator. He framed what is the really good poster about. He touched important area of the design. So I believe that it's a very inspirational paper, and I really enjoy the examples that he had. And I know most of those posters, they are really great posters, and I enjoy it. Right now it's 8 o'clock, and I don't want to stop right now, and immediately I want to go to Irwan. And he's there. Yeah. I'm sorry, Irwan, you have been waiting for a long time, and
it's okay.
And I would like to introduce you. And you are an assistant professor, and then your subject is another way to learn experimental typography. And I would like to give a little bit of information about you, and you are graduated from of the Design and Fine Arts at the Trisati University, where you receive a master's degree at the same university. You are a graphic designer, educator, art director, and at the same time you are a jury member in many different competitions. I mean, it's personally, I don't feel comfortable if I don't see you as a jury member in some competition, like we can too. And you are, as I said, a great designer. And 1 second, I think. Hello, John. Stop presenting them. Yes, I got. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. The technical guy, he just warned me to finalize the presentation, which I did. And so you are the founder of the leader of the worldwide graphic designer community, which has held exhibition in many countries: Cyprus, Greece, Indonesia, Iran, and other countries. Worldwide graphic designer is a group of graphic designers which organize the project of the poster design with a social content. The participants, all established designers from all over the world, are invited to create collaboration posters aiming at our awareness and sensation and social reflection. Irwan also is a founder of the Type Unite. His work has been presented over 100 exhibitions. Currently, he works as a lecturer at the Perdita University, especially in a typography course. Welcome again, dear Irwan, and here you are, and let us to hear your presentation.
Okay. First, I will show my presentation. For wait. Can you see it?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay. I will close my camera and my mic. Okay, wait.
But you shouldn't.
My name is Irwan Harnoko from Indonesia. Thank you for the invitation from Associate Professor Doan Arslan and Professor Dr. Lewan Marjin, Kuttaya Dublu Pinar University. In the fifth International Art and Design Symposium in memory of Ahmet Yakuboglu. I taught at the university from 1998 until now.
Irwan, your voice is not coming well.
In 2016. Okay. Wait.
I think you need to extend the screen, bigger size.
Okay. Extended the screen?
Yes, extend it to full screen. I think this is what you need to do.
Okay, now it's extended, but not yet, right? Wait.
You click on the video. Let's see if you can.
Okay. I will do it again. How about now? Wait.
Now we can see your presentation. No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I can see it.
I tried. Wait. I tried again.
Yes, now we can see it.
We can see the your presentation, I think.
Okay.
I think we cannot hear you again, Irwan. Do you think that I can share? I will try to share your file. What do you think?
Okay. The voice is not good.
Yes, the voice is not good.
Okay. Please try it.
Okay, I will. 1 second. How is that now?
Yeah. But no.
Nasıl şu anda Can? Mikrofonu mu? Şimdi görüntü var değil mi ama ses mi geldi problemi? Ha, anladım. O zaman başka çare yok yani bu şekilde. Ya bu ses durumu ne yapalım ki acaba? Kulaklığını hoparlörün mü? Yani bende şu anda dışarı veriyor benim kulaklıkla yapıyor. Pardon.
Doğan Hocam.
Efendim?
Şimdi biraz önceki şey gibi hani videoyu açsın dışarıdan da sesi de alabilir yani. Kendisi konuştuğu ses duyulabiliyor ya biraz önce konuştuk.
O şekilde mi olsun? Ses gelmiyor değil mi Yusuf Hocam?
Ses gelmiyor ama sesini açarsa dışarı hoparlörü verirse kendisinin dermiş gibi biz onu dinleyebiliriz yani.
Anladım.
Yani eş zamanlı o sunumunu
I think Irwan, do you hear me? Irwan, do you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you.
I can open your file and I can show it, but at the same time voice is very slow and low. People cannot hear. Maybe you just need to mention shortly about your project. What you think?
Okay. I will play my video, and I talk also, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
I try it.
Thank you.
Okay. I will try to wait. Where is it?
Şu andaki ses duyduğumuz gibi diyor. Doğan hocam duyabiliriz.
Şu anda we are hearing your voice very well. Dear
Yeah.
Ivan.
Okay. I try to.
Daha iyi olur duyarız. Video sesini de dışarıya verirse dışarıdaki sesi de duymuş oluruz. Belki yankı yapabilir ama bilmiyorum. Denemesi gerekiyor.
Maybe Irwan, maybe you can play your video on your desktop, and we can hear your voice and at the same time your video.
Okay. I will try. Wait. I search my video first. Okay, this. Okay.
Take your time, no problem. We have plenty of time. We can wait until midnight.
Wait.
I miss my dinner, so I will not have a dinner.
National Art and Research Museum in memory of Ahmed Yaqub. Wait, I see.
Yusuf hocam, akşam yemeğini yiyemeyeceksin.
You can see my presentation.
Yes, it's coming one image, one page. It's
in Indonesia. Okay.
But we don't see any video right now.
Oh, you didn't see any video.
Now it's coming. Now it came.
Okay. I will fast forward for the main topic. Okay.
Okay, please.
Okay. Yes.
He is one of my students.
Okay. I want to talk about this. Yeah. In Indonesia, I started experimental typography in 2016. Why? Because it's different between Indonesia and maybe other country, maybe like Denmark. We are very careful to teach experimental typography because it's not like modern typography, you know. Experimental typography is more emotional. Modern typography is more rigid. It's like grid, something like that. Understand what I say?
Yes.
Yeah. It's experimental typography is like no rules, right? More emotion than ratio, right?
Yes.
So I find the book. This is the Rob Carter book. Now I know the author is a great man, Rob Carter, and this is the rule from Rob Carter to make experimental typography. I see that this is more help to student to learn it, but the problem is it's very too many rules in there in this morphology factor. Most student will stressful if you see this. Okay, I will show it. Yeah.
The most difficult thing for students in studying the morphological factor.
There's many factor to make experimental typography.
This makes students busy.
Yeah. So I I found another way to teach my student with this book. So, okay, in this book, we can see many work from the result from Rob Carter student using this morphology factor. You see that this is the result from Virginia Commonwealth University. Rob Carter student make the poster from the morphology factor that Rob Carter made. You can see this picture. Hello? Hello? Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay. You can see this.
Yes, you can see.
Okay.
Continue, please.
Okay. But this so I start to make easy for my student. Is the first step is to copy the student works exactly. I will show you. This is my step. Okay, this is Fahri like this design very much, and after that I ask him to copy exactly. Yeah, he analyzed first with Rob Carter theory. After that, he tried to copy the same. It's imitate. This step is for knowing that Fahri can do using software very well. Okay, because for me, if Fahri cannot doing software, work with software very well, it's not. So I think he can do it for experimental typography. So this is the first step. Yeah. After that, after he copy, he try to change the color. So I try to very slow step for my student. Yeah, he tried to change it, the color, and he tried to change the font, yeah, the letter. After that, he tried to add the image in there and try to relay out the composition. Yeah, he tried to use another factor from morphology factor, and after that, this is my new method adding morphology factor. After that, after he have many alternative from his design, he try to mix it and with blending mode. And after that, he try. This is the result. Step by step to learn morphology factor, but the first step is copy it first. This is the first step. This is the last step. So this is the final result and the original. It's very different. I try to my student with copy first. After that, change it step by step. So that's make easy for my student to learning experimental typography. Yeah, maybe after this,
the audience in here can show in the YouTube also. I already uploaded. David below review my student work, Fahri. Yeah, but maybe because the sound is not good, I will skip it.
Thank you, dear Irwan. I think your subject was also very interesting, but because of this having technical problems, somehow we couldn't focus. But I have already the video. But as you said, the people who are interested in this video, maybe they can go to the website and they can get more detailed information.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for your presentation. And the last presenter is Li Yuxu, and he is an assistant professor of Beijing Institute of Graphic Communication in China. He was a lecturer. He lectured and taught a workshop around the world. He founded his studio in Beijing. Li is one of the founder and creator of the first international poster festival in Shenzhen, and Zihu and China Typographic Poster Exchange Exhibition, Asia Next Poster Experimental Design Exhibition, and etc. And he has participated also the member of the jury in 9 international poster festival and competition in France, Greece, Serbia, South Korea, and many other countries. He received some important awards, such as the first prize of IIGA Redesign Awards in 2011, the gold prize of the IDA International Design Award in 2012, Pasta Awards 2012 bronze award he received, the London Creative Awards in 2011, and he had many great exhibition in Los Angeles, London, Warsaw, Tehran, Moscow, Prague, Germany, and many other countries. His subject was speaking of type. And because of the timing, he made a short video. Actually, I will try to open and in just 5 minutes. But he kind of summarized his subject, and I would like to open and play it if I can. No problem. I love. Okay. Do we see the video? Hopefully video.
Yes, we can see the video.
Oh, cool. Hopefully the sound will be good too.
Unfortunately, no sound again.
But there is this English written and at below. He's speaking Chinese, so I think it's 5 minutes, so we can read in the back the bottom line in English. So this is what we can do right now. Yes, actually, the basic. I think my sound is coming. My voice is. Rike, do you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Basically.
Yes, I do.
Yes, basically, Lee was saying that the Chinese characters were coming from the nature, and I like the idea because I know that biomimicry, which is the designers or the designers find a solution from the nature if they wanna solve the problem in a product. This is what we know. But I didn't know personally that Chinese characters is transformed from the nature. He just showed that sun that transformed from that shape to the Chinese character as a sun, the meaning of the sun. Well, almost like 3 hours we have in here. I really appreciate, especially these you dear my great friends of international designer and educators. I'm sorry to keep you for a while here, and but I think that this is going to be a beginning of the conversation. Although we do conversation with the posters, the image making and type and image, which is the soul of the design. But hopefully, in the future, we will come to face, and we will discuss and think about more in different area of the design, and hopefully we will contribute to this area, and this is maybe the beginning. And this is my first time that I although I was involved in many symposium and festivals and physically, but this is the first time that online, and we had some difficulties. But this is normally it's happened. We are human beings and we are not perfect. And again, I would like to thank Associate Professor Rika Hansen, Professor Dr. Arafat Al-Naim, Professor Dr. Byung In Sun, Professor Dr. Irwan Harnoko, Professor Dr. Lee, Assistant Professor Dr. Lee Yuksu. And I would like to close this session, but the Levent is over there. Would you like to say anything, dear Levent? Levent, bir şeyler söylemek ister misin?
Bir iki cümle söyleyeyim.
Sure. He would like to tell some couple of things.
Dear Ricky, Arafat, Irwan, Byung, and Lee, we thank you very much. We thank you very much. We hope our cooperation will continue in the future. You watched very nice presentation to us. We offer you all respect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure being with you.
Thank you. And again, I would like to close this session, and I'm really happy with the result, and everyone did their best, and I really appreciate my friends Rike, Irwan, and Yusuf and Levent and others, Eren, our other colleagues. Eren, she's in Dumlupınar University, and hopefully in the future we will see each other again. Bye.